90 mm, 50 mm mic, ND filter, tape. Okay. If you're wondering what I am doing, well, I am preparing for a shoot. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Aris Gandhi and today we are going to talk about 5 things that you need to do before a photo shoot. 5 ऐसी चीजें जो आपको करनी चाहिए एक फोटो शूट से पहले. A little prep, a little bit of thinking, a little bit of planning and a few other things. Let's go. So number 1, first of all, we all know that when we are going for a shoot, there are a lot of things that we plan. There are a lot of things that we have to keep in our bags, in a camera bag, in our car or in a taxi or whatever, handbags, vagera, vagera. But we need to be well prepared. And there are so many small things that sometimes we tend to forget, or actually everybody tends to forget. I have forgotten a lot of times myself. And because of my experience, I just want to share these things that one should be careful of or plan in advance or make a note of on the paper or in your phone or just keep ticking off. Key, this is done, this is done, this is taken, this is taken. So let's make a list of a few things that one needs to remember before a photo shoot. So you need to remember to take a memory card, your battery or extra battery if you have, and the battery charger, a mic if you're going to record a video or some audio of the video, then this puss this pump to clean your lenses or any dust particles that go inside your camera sensor, very important. An ND filter, how many ND filters if you carry many lenses so that you can shoot outdoors in the sun, shoot videos in the sun, for those who usually shoot videos. Then are small things like light triggers if you're carrying lights and batteries of the light triggers and smaller things like that. So basically just make a note of all these small little detail things. Take some time, sit for half an hour a night before your shoot and just make a note of every little detail thing. What all will you use or what all will you need when you are shooting? It's always a good practice to do. And of course, please don't forget to carry your camera. I mean, that is obvious, but yeah, still, camera, extra lenses. But about the lenses, I'll come to that a little later. Now, once we are set with all these little details, the mic, the camera, the memory card, the battery, etc., you need to be prepared with your camera settings. Because sometimes when we are at a shoot, on the go, suddenly we have to come on, start shooting or take a shot or whatever, we tend to kind of miss certain little settings in your camera's menu that maybe on a previous shoot you were shooting something in a normal JPEG and you usually shoot in RAW. So well, if you have not changed that setting, the shoot could kind of go for a toss because shooting in RAW is being a professional photographer and shooting in RAW helps you get the most out of your pictures, right? That's just an example, but I'm just saying that you need to be prepared with your camera settings and the settings you're going to use when you are on your shoot, be it video or be it photos. So you need to be sure that this is the frame rate that you will use on your shoot. Even if you plan to change it later, that's okay, but still, you need to be kind of prepared with your settings, default settings, whatever they are. Then your mic levels. Sometimes we tend to shoot or take an interview or take a bite of something like that and suddenly sometimes the levels are too low or sometimes it's just blasting in your ears. So you need to be sure with your earphones or headphones that your levels of your microphone or your settings in your camera are perfect for an audio recording. Next, if you plan to shoot HD, full HD or 4K, that setting needs to be decided earlier on. Then is the white balance that you decide to shoot on or the color profile that you decide to shoot on. All these settings, it's always better to kind of decide and set one day prior or a little prior before your shoot so that when you're on location with your camera in your hand, you can just fire and you don't need to really think, now I need to change this setting, okay, now what do I do or whatever. Even these little things kind of take a lot of time and distract you from actually capturing what you want to capture. Even if they don't distract you, sometimes you just can tend to forget or you just start shooting and then realize, oh no, I'm shooting on JPEG and I had to shoot on RAW or however. So these little few things that you need to take care of. Then of course you have to make sure that your ISO is not too high and your image doesn't come too grainy. So all these little things, just be very careful about. So number 3, now that we have decided on all the little settings and we've picked up every little thing that we wanted for our camera or our shoot, do not overload yourself. Because here's what happens. from my personal experience, I'm telling you this, that we tend to carry too much of gear or too much of stuff at times for shoot, which is not really required. So sit and think and analyze. And if you can do a recce on the location, or you can go and see the location where you plan to shoot, just do that once so that you exactly know where you will be shooting and what kind of shots that you will be taking. Because according to that, you can decide the lenses you want to carry. You don't need to carry all the lenses you own or all the lights that you own. Do not do that, because I myself have experienced this, that I tend to carry so much of gear and luggage that by the end of the shoot, especially if I don't have an assistant with me, I get very, very exhausted and tired just by carrying all of this with me. So take it easy. थोड़ा सा सोचो कि क्या लेके जाना है, and then carry only that stuff. So for example, now if you are in a small or a limited location, maybe a room or just a flat with couple of rooms in it, you don't need to really carry a zoom lens, because you don't have that kind of a space or that kind of a distance to shoot your subject or your model in. So plan accordingly. Take a 50mm or a little wider lens. Similarly, if you don't want to shoot some landscape or extremely wide angles, then don't take a wide angle lens with you. Take a closer lens for portraits, if you want to shoot portraits, that is, or food photography. So plan accordingly. Do not carry all your lenses ki just in case kya pata mujhe wo lens kaam mein aa jaye. That really rarely happens. So of course it's always nice to be a little prepared or carry just in case stuff, but sometimes we do too much of a just in case. Yeah, you get my point. So lenses are done. Now too many lights. Oh god, ask me about it. So I have this little fascination for buying gear and also a lot of lights, and because of that I tend to carry a lot of lights with me on my shoots, even though I don't tend to use as many lights. And that's something you need to learn in photography, is that you need to use your available light as much as possible. That is if you're shooting more natural kind of stuff. Otherwise, if you're shooting high fashion kind of stuff or using only lights or only studio lights, then that's different. But try not to carry all the lights that you own again. Think again. If you're shooting video, just carry your LED, don't carry your strobes. If you're shooting video and pictures, then see what you need. Don't carry extra luggage again. Again, think about the location that you're going to be shooting at, and would you need so many lights really, or you're just carrying it because you have it and you think, what if? Don't do that. It'll only add to your burden, and 90% of the time, in fact 95% of the times that I have carried my lights, I have only used like half of them mostly. And I also know which ones I will always use and always take out of. And very rarely this one light in my bag which gets used. So yeah, just give that a thought. Now these days everybody has a gimbal, or everybody wants to shoot video and wants the smoothest video, so they carry their gimbal also with their big gimbal case. So if you think you are in limited space again, and if you think you can manage with a little hand movement, do that. Do not carry your gimbal zabardasti. You don't need it all the time. So many times, most of my fashion films or videos that you've seen, or you can see it on my channel or on my Instagram, most of them are handheld. Very rarely do I use a gimbal. I use it, but then I don't use it all the time. So I should, again, you need to be thoughtful and think ahead of time that will you be using the gimbal? Or can you do this with your hands? Okay, so point number 4 is not exactly something that you can prepare beforehand, before a shoot, but something which you need to do while shooting. Be more efficient while shooting in a way that think what you're shooting and how you're shooting it. You rather plan well, you rather set up your light better than to hurry it up and just start shooting and shoot like 5 looks or 5 different objects or 5 different things, rather than shooting 2 things properly or 2 looks properly. In order to get better at your craft, in order to get better pictures or better videos, it's always nice to concentrate on one look or one object or one subject for a longer period of time than to rush things. Ki we only have like 1 hour to do like 3 looks and just try to do all 3 looks and think that okay, I'll shoot maybe something, to kuch to nikal aayega, matlab something or the other we'll achieve out of this. And that is not the way to go about a shoot. You need to really focus on your angle, on your lighting, on your subject, and then get the most out of it and click with ease. Let your creativity flow. Do not rush it. Take it slow and do it properly. The last and final point is the part when you start editing or giving back your pictures or your footage to your client or your friend, whoever you've shot. This is a thing that you need to plan or discuss before shoot, of course. That how much time will you take to deliver your pictures or the video footage that you have shot? Because a lot of times you don't really talk about it or you don't really discuss about it, and things kind of get uncomfortable between you and the client. It's happened with me, so I'm telling you from experience that you need to decide that and tell them that, okay, fine, I'll take about 10 days to give you your pictures and I will take maybe 15 days to give you a final fashion film or a video out of this. So please give me that much time, and please don't keep asking me for pictures beforehand or saying, okay, please, it's already been 3 days, you've not given me any pictures. Whatever you're comfortable with, but please take a little buffer time and give them a realistic answer as to when can you deliver the pictures or the video. And secondly, also how many pictures will you be finally editing? A lot of times we've kind of shot, and I've shot about say 3 looks with a model, and then they want about 15 to 20 pictures finally edited. So you might be at a loss financially or even otherwise with limited time. So you need to decide and discuss and agree on a final number that you as a photographer will be delivering to your client. Yeah. So I guess that is it. I think you are well prepared now. Go shoot away. So if you think these tips kind of prepared you well for your shoot, then give me a like, yeah. So please do follow me, subscribe to my channel. It'll help me, and it'll help me make better videos to prepare you better for your shoots. So until next time, keep clicking.